Hello. So in this video, I'm going to be going over problems involving slopes and graphs. Okay, let's go. Boom. So in class, we did talk about the fact that when you talk about slope or slope of a line, we are looking at the steepness, how steep a line is, how steep a line is. So with all these lines that I'm drawing now, with all these lines, you could look at the steepness of these lines, how steep these lines are. And to measure that, we use slopes. So we find the slope to tell us if it is negative, it's positive, if it's increasing or decreasing. So the slope identifies or tells us that. Now, to find the slope, to find the slope, we are doing slope equals the rise over the run. I know we did this in class, but I'm just going to give a brief summary on it. Now, the rise is going to be the change in y over the change in x, change in y over the change in x, or a vertical change, that is the change in y, because the y-axis is the vertical axis divided by the change, the horizontal change. So if I have this line and I'm trying to find how steep this line is, I could pick up on 2 points. And the 2 points have to be on the line. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. Now, this vertical change is giving me the change in y, and this is giving me the change in x. So if I have a line, I can identify or find 2 points on the line and then use those points to find my slope. Now, in this problem, we are supposed to find the slope of a line that passes through the pair of points 4 and 2, and then another point 6 and 8. So here we don't have the line, but we've got 2 points that are on the line. So that helps us. So because we have 2 points on the line, we're going to be able to find the slope. And the formula to do that is that the change in y is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 minus y1 is my change in y, and then x2 minus x1 is my change in x. So I'm going to label my 2 points as x1, y1, and then x2, y2. Now, for the labeling, it doesn't matter. I could change and decide to label this as x2, y2, x1, y1. It should give me the same thing. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. So I'm going to use the top one. I'm going to use the top one. So my change in y divided by change in x will give me my slope. And that is going to be y2 from the top one. That's this one. Y2 is 8. Y1 is 2. X2 is 6. X1 is 4. 8 minus 2 on top is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. And that gives me 3, or 3 over 1. So my slope for this line, I don't have the line, but I only have 2 points on the line. The slope is going to be 3. The slope is going to be 3. All right. So let's say that we are supposed to find the slope of a line on a graph. So I'm going to label this. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, -1, -2, -3. Now, I've been given a line, and I'm supposed to find the slope. Now, since you have the line, the first thing you should think about is that, can I get 2 points on the line? Can I find 2 points on the line? Now, to find the 2 points on the line, here you have to analyze which part will be easy for you to get a point. Now, if you look at my line, if I decide to use a point here and I connect my point to the axis. Now, on the y-axis, I have 1. On the x-axis, I have 1 point something. But that's going to be very difficult to find. So why should I stress myself? I'm not going to stress myself because I might get a wrong value for the x. So I'm going to say, nope, this point will not help me. But if I look here, yep, right here, this is x is 0, y is 3. Wow. And that is accurate. So I'm able to use that. And then here also, wow, I could get x is 2, y is 0. So right there, I've got 2 points, and these are accurate. So anytime you have a line, usually the plane should be set up nicely where there are the grids are set up, everything is nice, there are boxes in it, so you should be able to locate some points. Make sure that that point is accurate, and it wasn't too stressful to find the numbers or the coordinates for x and then y. Okay, so I have 0, 3, and then 2, 0. So I'm going to use that for my slope. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So my slope, remember the slope has a symbol of M. M is the slope. So Y2 minus Y1, X2 minus X1. So my Y2 is 0 minus my Y1 is 3. My X2 is 2 minus my X1 is 0. So this gives me -3 over 2. So my slope is negative. Now, if you look at the line again, from left to right, the line is going down, 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 down. Anytime a line is going down, down from left to right, is going to have a negative slope. So it's no surprise that my slope is negative. -3 over 2. All right. In this problem, we're supposed to draw the graph of the equation y equals 2. Now, when you think about a linear equation, or if you think about the equation of a line, you are thinking of y equals mx plus b. But in this equation, we've got y equals 2. Just that. So if you compare this to y equals mx plus b, this is like saying that your m is 0 times x plus b, and this goes to 0 because m is 0, that gives you a 0 for that part. So you only have a y-intercept of 2. That is what is going on with this equation. Now, to draw this equation, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, y equals 2, you just locate where y equals 2 is, and it's right here. You draw a line through it. So this tells you that for any x value, my y is going to be 2. For any x value, my y is going to be 2. That's what this means. For any x value, my y will be 2. And remember, this is a horizontal line. It is a horizontal line. And the slope of a horizontal line is always 0. I think we talked about this in class. The slope of a horizontal line is always 0. It's always, and that is why this part here goes to 0. All right. Let's keep going. What about when you have the graph of the equation x equals, you're trying to draw the graph of the equation x equals 4. So for x equals 4, again, you look at y equals mx plus b. Now, it's like you don't have a y. You only have x equals 4. So again, you locate your 4 here. And then everything is going to go through the 4. Which means that for every y value, x is going to be 4. X is going to be 4. And the slope of a vertical line, it's always going to be undefined. 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 So any equation, x equals, let's do a. So I'm replacing the number with a variable. It has to be a vertical line, okay? Depending on what a is, what the number is. All right. Now, in this one, we're supposed to draw the graph of the equation 3x plus 4y equals 12. 3x plus 4y equals 12. So here, what you would do is that just choose any number for x at random. So x equals 0. Because you need to find the coordinates. So you choose any number for x. Put that into the equation for x. And that should help you solve for the corresponding y, So 3x is going to be 3 times 0 plus 4y equals 12. 3 times 0 is 0. We got 4y equals 12. I divide by 4. I divide by 4. So y equals 3. So this tells me that when x is 0, y is 3. I'm going to choose another x. Now I want to go with smaller numbers first. So x equals 1, or you could do -1 or 2 or -2. So when x equals 1, you repeat the same thing. I'm going to put that in place of x. So I'm going to do 3 times x is 1 plus 4y equals 12. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4y equals 12. I subtract 3 from both sides. We got 4y equals 9. Trying to solve for y, so I've got to divide both sides by 4. So when x is 1, y is 9 over 4. 9 over 4. So I've got 2 points. Now I can repeat this with different numbers for x to get the corresponding y values. The more points I get, the more easier it's going to be for me to draw the line. So far I've got 2. So I'm going to draw a plane here and then see if I could plot those points on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, so these are the x values on the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, -1, -2, -3. So I'm going to start with the first one, 0, 3. So 0, x is 0, y is 3, somewhere here. X is 1, y is 9/4. Now, 9/4, if you put that in a calculator, you're going to get 2.25. 2.25. Or you change 9/4 into a mixed number, and that gives you 2 and then a quarter. So 1 and then 2 and a quarter. So x is 1, and then you've got 2 and a quarter, which is going to be a little above 2. So I'm going to say this point is going to be here. So you could see that I can join them. And then I could do x when x equals 2. When x equals 2, I find my y value. I find my y value by putting 2 into the equation for x and then solving it. Okay. That, I think if you put that in, you should get 3/2. 3/2. So when x is 2, y is 3/2. And then you plot that point as well. 3/2 is 1.5, so it's going to be somewhere here. 2 and then, oops, 2 and then 2 and then 3/2. And I plot that here. And you keep on connecting it like that. So that will give you your graph. That will give you your graph. Now, sometimes in some problems, you're going to be asked to find the slope of this equation. The slope of this equation. Always remember, anytime it says find the slope, you got to remember this, y equals mx plus b, which is the slope-intercept form of a linear equation. Now, before you find the slope, which is m in this case, you've got to make sure that your equation looks like that, y equals mx plus b. For right now, it doesn't. For the equation to look like y equals mx plus b, you've got to solve it such that y is isolated or y stands alone on one side. Y has to be isolated. It's like you're solving for y. Solve for y. So to solve for y, I subtract 3x and then I subtract 3x. This goes to 0, so I've got 4y equals minus 3x or negative 3x plus 12. Remember, the 12 is plus. Now I'm going to divide each term by 4. So 4 will cancel 4 over here. So y equals negative 3/4 x plus 12/4. Now, can I reduce 12/4? Oh, yes. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So now, I'm going to bring this over here and compare them. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 3. So my slope, which is m, is always attached to the x. So the slope is negative 3/4. Wow, I'm done with the problem. Found the slope. So that is how you find the slope. Find the equation of the line through the given points with the given slope. So here, I'm supposed to find the equation of a line. I'm given a point, and then I'm given a slope. Now, the equation of a line should always look like that, mx plus b. My m is the slope, so I'm going to replace that. Negative 2x plus b. Wow. Now, this b is my y-intercept, but I don't know it. So I need to find it. To find it, I'm going to use these X and Y, I'm going to replace the X and Y with the numbers, X and Y, 2 and 3. So I'm going to have Y, which is 3, equals -2, which is my slope, the M, times X is 2, plus B. So 3 equals -2 times 2. Negative times positive is negative plus B. Remember, I'm trying to solve for B. So the -4 has to go away. So I add 4, and then I add 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7 equals B. So my B is 7. So I come back here and say Y equals -2x. My B, is it positive 7? Yes, it's positive 7. So this becomes the equation of the line. Does it look like Y equals mx plus b? Yes. Y equals -2x plus 7. Yay. Find the equation of the line with the given slope and y-intercept. So this time around, I'm given the slope and the y-intercept. The first thing is y equals mx plus b. Y would stay. I've got m is 2/3 x plus my b is -1. So y equals 2/3 x. Positive times negative is negative -1. Wow, that was fast. That becomes my equation for this line with a slope of 2/3 and the y-intercept of -1. -1. Now let's talk about positive slope, negative slope. So if I have a graph like this, from left to right, so from left to right, it's going down, 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 down. Because of that, the slope will be negative. It has to be less than 0. So I don't know what the equation is, but I know that it's going to have a negative slope, which means that as an example, I could have y equals -3x plus 4. It has a negative slope. It has to be negative. It has to be negative. Or it could be 2y equals -6x plus 8. If you divide by 2, 2, 2, you will see that this would have a negative slope. So you don't know the equation, but if you're given multiple choice answers, you could know that these are wrong, this is right, because it has to have a negative slope. And then also, if you want to continue, if you want to know the exact equation, then check for points on the line, right? Check for any point on the line. Let's say this is 1 and 4. Put those points, the x and y, into the equation. Put those points into the equation, or put x into the equation and see if you're going to get a y of 4. That is also another extra way to help you know the exact equation. So the first thing is about the slope. I mean, it's about the line, if it's going down from left to right or if it's going up. That should tell you if the slope is going to be positive or negative. The second part is that choose any point on the line. Pick any point on the line. Remember to use the easiest ones to find, the ones that it's so easy to find, the points that are easy to find, and then put the x value into the equation and see that if you're going to get the exact y value, which is on the line, the exact y value. Okay. I have this line. Now, from left to right, it's going up. So I say, oh, it's got a positive slope. So the equation is going to be something like that. It has to be a positive slope. It has to be a positive. If it's a negative slope, you know it's wrong because it's it's going up from left to right. From left to right. If it's a horizontal line, you know that the slope is zero. And it's going to have an equation y equals something. Maybe let's do y equals, let's put in any variable, a. Y equals a. It has to be y equals something, a number. If it's a horizontal line, the slope is undefined. Undefined. It's impossible to find the slope. So I hope these help. If you have any questions, put it in the comments or send me an email. Or you could also come see me or ask questions in class. Thank you. Bye. And remember, okay, somebody talked about smiling, the smiling part. Keep smiling because I am already smiling. I've been smiling the whole time. Okay, bye, everybody.